Nigerians on social media have raised concern over a recent declaration by one Onitiri Abiola, a widow of the late Moshood Kashimawo Abiola, otherwise known as MKO. In a video that has gone viral online, Modukwe announced that Yorubas have seceded from Nigeria effective Friday, April 12, 2024, proclaiming the sovereignty of the Democratic Republic of Yoruba. The secessionist said that Yoruba has become the newest nation in the world and 55th in Africa. She said, "We are indigenous people, we are sovereign people, we are ethnic nationalists. We've decided to secede from Nigeria on November 20, 2022, and today, April 12, 2024, we decided to finally leave Nigeria. I, Modukwe Onitiri Abiola, proclaimed the sovereignty of the Democratic Republic of Yoruba today, Friday, April 12, 2024. From today henceforth, Yoruba land has commenced its own republic. By the virtue, it's now become the newest nation in the world." She said this in a clip.
Indigenous people ni wá, indigenous people ni wá, sovereign people ni wá, ethnic nationalists ni wá, wípé ká kúrò nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. A dẹ̀ ti kúrò ní November 20, 2022. Ní èní tó jẹ́ ọjọ́ kejìlá oṣù kẹrin 2024. Ìyẹn jẹ́ April 12, 2024. Ìpè ní èní pé ká kúrò, pé ayé sọlẹ̀ sórí ìsọmi tí ò rí, pẹ̀lú agbára t'Ọlọ́run fi ta sánmọ̀ bí ẹni taṣọ, pẹ̀lú agbára t'Ọlọ́run fi dá ọ̀run méje lẹ̀ méje ayé àti ogun tó wà nú ẹ̀ pátápátá, tó ní ohun òṣùpá ìràwọ̀ kó máa ṣe ìmọ́lẹ̀ ayé, òkúta iyebíye kó máa ṣe ìmọ́lẹ̀ ìsàlẹ̀. Èmi Modukwe Onitiri Abiola, mo proclaim sovereignty Democratic Republic of the Yoruba ní èní ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ ọjọ́ kejìlá oṣù kẹrin 2024. Láti èní lọ, ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjọba tiẹ̀, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìlú tiẹ̀, ó become newest nation in the world. Káàkiri àgbáyé, Yorùbá ó dorílẹ̀-èdè, tẹ́nikẹ́ni ò takò, tẹ́nikẹ́ni ò sọ pé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ó ti wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Àṣẹ t'Ọlọ́run fi dá ogun tó dá, tó ní kó máa bẹ ó sì ń bẹ. Àṣẹ náà ọmọ Yorùbá ní èní Democratic Republic of the Yorùbá ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjọba adélé, ó ní sovereignty ẹ̀, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ agbára ìjọba ẹ̀ láti èní lọ. Èmi Modukwe Onitiri Abiola, mo tún sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, ọmọ Yorùbá, indigenous Yoruba descent ni mí, ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí, opó olóògbé MKO Abiola ni mí, ọmọ Onítìrí Èkó ni mí, pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run, pẹ̀lú agbára t'Ọlọ́run fi ń jẹ́ èmi ni, pẹ̀lú agbára t'Ọlọ́run fi ń jẹ́ àìkú, pẹ̀lú agbára t'Ọlọ́run fi ń jẹ́ àìrí, pẹ̀lú agbára t'Ọlọ́run fi ń jẹ́ àìní ìpẹ̀kun, pẹ̀lú agbára t'Ọlọ́run fi ń jẹ́ àìní òpin, pẹ̀lú agbára ìyìn ògo ọlá Ọlọ́run. Ní èní yìí, mo proclaim ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, mo issue proclamation, notification, publication, annunciation, pronunciation, sovereignty Democratic Republic of the Yoruba. Láti èní lọ, Democratic Republic of the Yoruba. Láti èní lọ, Democratic Republic of the Yoruba, ó di nation, ó ní sovereignty ẹ̀, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe ìjọba ẹ̀ láti èní lọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe rí o, kò yí padà. Àwa sọ pé gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè káàkiri àgbáyé wípé kán mọ̀ wípé Democratic Republic of the Yoruba is a new nation, newest nation in the world, number 55 in Africa. Our indigenous people, mo kí wa pé a kú oríire ọjọ́ òní nítorí Ọlọ́run ṣàánú fún wa, torí Ọlọ́run àánú ẹ̀ dúró títí nínú ayé wa, àárẹ̀ àánú gbà. A ṣe declaration níjọ́ Sunday, November 20, 2022. A ṣe reclamation níjọ́ Sunday, December 18, 2022. Pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run, pẹ̀lú àánú Ọlọ́run, pẹ̀lú ìjẹ́kan Ọlọ́run. A ṣe proclamation ní èní Friday, April 12, 2024. Pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run, ó ti wá sí ìmúṣẹ o. Ìjọba adélé ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, kò sí tó yí padà mọ́. Ọmọ Yorùbá ò bojú wẹ̀yìn mọ́, wájú ni, òkè là ń lọ lórí ilẹ̀ alààyè yìí pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run. A ti ní sovereignty wa, a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjọba wa, Ọlọ́run ti ṣàánú fún wa, àti rí àánú gbà. Mo congratulate gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá o, gbogbo indigenous Yoruba people pátápátá IYP ti Democratic Republic of the Yoruba. Mo kí wa, a kú oríire, Ọlọ́run ṣàánú fún wa, àárẹ̀ àánú gbà. Ká máa ran Ọlọ́run nígbà gbogbo, ká máa fọpẹ́, ká máa fìyìn fọ́lọ́run. Gbogbo ìgbà tá bá ti ń rí àwọn nǹkan tó dáa t'Ọlọ́run ṣe fún wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa yin Ọlọ́run, ká máa fọpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run ní gbogbo ìgbà. Ṣẹ́rá ọmọ Yorùbá IYP, àǹfààní tó pọ̀ gan-an a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rí ní kíákíá, oríṣiríṣi oore nǹkan tó dáa. Lákọ̀ọ́kọ́, àwọn nǹkan kan wà tó yẹ pé tí àwọn ọmọ IYP tán bá gbé wọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá duty free ni o, gbogbo ẹ̀ la ṣì máa ṣàlàyé. Gbogbo bá ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe máa rí owó láti fi ṣe business, láti fi ṣoko, gbogbo ẹ̀ la ṣì máa ṣàlàyé. Gbóore tó pọ̀ ó ń bọ̀ fáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá torí a ti ní control over resources wa, a ti ní control over destiny wa. Yàrá àtìlẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run a pé gbogbo ìlú lágbàáyé kí wọ́n mọ̀ wípé Yorùbá ó ti di Democratic Republic of the Yorùbá, the newest nation in the world, àti dorílẹ̀-èdè o. So long live IYP, long live DIY, Democratic Republic of the Yorùbá. Kọ́lọ́run kó bless, kọ́lọ́run kó ṣàánú orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tiwantiwa.
Though recorded on Friday, the video emerged after some Yoruba Nation agitators invaded the Oyo State Government Secretariat in the Agodi area of the state on Saturday, April 13, 2024. Dressed in foreign military camouflage and other paraphernalia, the arm-bearing invaders attempted to break into the Oyo Governor's office and the State House of Assembly complex. However, they were subdued by a combined effort of policemen on duty at the Governor's office, soldiers, operatives of the Southwest Security Network, codenamed Amotekun, and other security reinforcement. The Nigerian Army later announced that 9 of the intruders were arrested, while 1 semi-automatic pump-action rifle and ammunition were recovered from them. Meanwhile, a report later emerged that the irredentists were members of the Onitiri Yoruba, a secessionist group led by Modukpe. This was confirmed by Professor Banji Akintoye, leader of the Yoruba Nation Self-Determination Group, and Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, in a statement on Sunday. The Yoruba Nation Self-Determination Organization has denied any involvement in the invasion of the Oyo State Government Secretariat in Ibadan on Saturday. A statement by the group's leader, Emeritus Professor Adebanji Akintoye, GCYL, said that the Democratic Republic of the Yoruba, a group under Mrs. Dupe Onitiri Abiola, which claimed responsibility for the attack, has no connection with the Yoruba Nation organization in any way. Akintoye urged the Nigerian government and Oyo State government to declare Mrs. Onitiri Abiola wanted, adding that if not for any charges, she should explain the motive behind the invasion. The statement partly read, "At about the time of the morning on Saturday, 13th of April 2024, it was the Muslim weekend holiday. We received a report that a group of armed men had stormed the Oyo State Government Secretariat, Agodi Ibadan, Oyo State. Upon the receipt of the report, the Nigerian security troops immediately mobilized to the scene and condoned off the Secretariat. We later understood who these armed men were after Nigerian security engaged them. They were observed to be Dupe Onitiri Abiola, the widow of the late MKO Abiola agitator group in military camouflage, and red berets who invaded the Secretariat in buses and bikes. The invaders spelled out their name to be Democratic Republic of the Yoruba, a group under Mrs. Dupe Onitiri Abiola." It added, "We would like to make a clear expression here that Yoruba Nation movement has nothing to do with Mrs. Dupe Onitiri Abiola and group. Given the distinct differences between the two groups," Akintoye stated, "their organization, Onitiri Abiola, is different from our movement. We are Yoruba Nation Self-Determination Movement, YSDM. Our Yoruba Nation is registered by the Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization, UNPO, under Professor Adebanji Akintoye. The organization is Democratic Republic of the Yoruba, DRY, under Mrs. Dupe Onitiri Abiola. The administrative management are different. The people in the Yoruba Nation are law-abiding, Yoruba people with polite orientation, but the Democratic Republic people of Dupe Onitiri are arrogant and rude, aggressive and militarized. The official media platform of communication and defense, Yoruba Nation under Adebanji Akintoye, uses the Yoruba World Media, streaming from the UK, while Democratic Republic under Mrs. Dupe Onitiri Abiola uses the Ijele Marcos Media, streaming from Turkey. He said Nigerian media should not mistake his group for Onitiri Abiola's group, adding that ignorance is not an excuse. A journalist must do his or due diligence before reporting the story. The group, however, warned that any media organization that links the Yoruba Nation to the act will face the court of law for defamation, and if print media will be charged for libel. There is a big difference between Yoruba Nation organization and the so-called Democratic Republic of the Yoruba organization," he added. He said while the incident was going on, Professor Adebanji Akintoye and Chief Dr. Sunday Adeyemo Igbowosha came on air to condemn and debunk support for the detested act of invasion. In the evening, Mrs. Dupe Onitiri Abiola was on air to confirm and acclaim organizers, SIC, of the invasion and the attack. She called them our Adili, in Yoruba translation, our interim government. We therefore ask the Nigerian government, both state and federal, to declare Mrs. Dupe Onitiri Abiola wanted, if not for any charges, but to come and explain the reason for the invasion on a weekend holiday. We stand as Yoruba Nation, and our self-determination is an ineligible right to which the Nigerian government is a signatory to same under the United Nations Charter. We are not terrorists, neither are we secessionists. Our right for self-determination shall not be undermined, not for any unwarranted assessment of any other Yoruba group that is alien to our movement.